I am so excited because the Step Out TV shows are back live on Ti2 TV. And for those who don't know, Step Out is a series of interviews and motivational segments designed to bring the best out of you and your business. Therefore, we have the following TV programs. Our first TV program, which is our flagship program, dubbed Step Out with Oscar Bingpong, is designed to interview consultants, experts, talented people, and those doing exceptionally well in their communities. The second one is Step Out SME Focus. This is where we interview business owners and showcase their products and services. The third one is Step Out Youth Impact Zone. This is where we interview young people succeeding against all odds to serve as an inspiration to other young people. And the last one is Step Out Authors Corner. And this is where we interview authors to share what their book is about to the world. Join us every week, like Ti2 TV on Facebook, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. To advertise or for further information, do WhatsApp +44 759 1152 983 or +233 55 580 3924 or email info@traintoinspire.com. Ti2 TV, we engage, educate, enlighten, and empower.
Welcome to another exciting edition of the Step Out with Oscar Bingpong show. And tonight is another opportunity for us to have a powerful discussion designed to really change your life, your mindset, and everything that is not working well in your life. And trust me, that is what the Step Out with Oscar Bingpong show is all about. It's about bringing a difference to your life. It's about causing you to focus. It's about causing you to believe again. It's about causing you to take that bold step. That life, we want to really change that life. That is why we bring in people that are able to disrupt your mind, that are able to cause you to really go beyond the status quo, drive you out of your comfort zone for you to achieve your goals in life. And tonight is no exception. My guest is already seated, and I'm going to come back to her very soon. And if you are watching this, I want to encourage you to really share this for somebody to have an opportunity to watch this program. It's going to be an amazing discussion. Don't keep it to yourself, but try and spread the news. Like our page, Ti2 TV UK, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, before I go on, I would like to mention a few of our sponsors. This program is sponsored by Train to Inspire Consultancy, a company that I'm a brain behind it. We are into business training and consulting. We also work with students in relation to their personal development in second cycle institutions, colleges, and universities. If you need training for your business, if you want to strategically position yourself in the marketplace, if you need consulting in relation to business, just speak to us, because we have got consultants across the globe that are able to support your business. Also, ZPay Ghana Limited, your remittance and mobile money company based in Ghana. ZPay just launched their USSD code for mobile money, and that is *270#. Just dial it on your phone and register for ZPay mobile money. ZPay is your remittance and mobile money company. They are disrupting the market. They call themselves the Freedom. That is, they are bringing freedom to their clients. And if you really, really need that change, then I want you to understand that, look, go out there and subscribe to ZPay Ghana Limited, their mobile money, and they are the best in the market. Now, if you want to contact any of the sponsors, their contact details are scrolling on the screen. Take them and contact them. Also, if you want to sponsor us, you want to really invest in what we are doing, you are more than happy to do so. Take the number for Ti2 TV UK or Train to Inspire Consultancy, and we are going to talk to you. Now, let me go straight to business. Who do I have on the hot seat? I have known her for some time now. I've been following her. We've been having discussions behind the scenes. And to be honest, on this platform, it's not everybody that gets the opportunity to come on this platform. The reason is that we are not doing entertainment, we are not doing comedy, we are not doing politics. We are here to empower you. We are here to really shape your mind. And people that have really positioned themselves, changing the narrative, whether on the continent of Africa or in diaspora, they are the people that get the opportunity to come on the show. And tonight is one Saturday that we have got our guest coming all the way from Arizona, United States. That shows how this program is. We interview people from all walks of life, from different places across the globe, and that's the beauty of this platform. And who is my guest? She is the founder, president, and CEO of Fulfillment Empowerment Network LLC, and she is a transformational leadership coach. She is in the person of Alisa White. Please welcome to Step Out with Oscar Bingpong, and you are live on Ti2 TV UK.
Hello, good evening, everyone in the UK and around the world, and good afternoon to those in the US. And I am so happy to be here with you, Oscar. You're one of my personal favorites. I get my motivation. I also want to congratulate you on your book, Mindset Revolution. I got my copy and I'm reading it. Great work. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, and thank you for supporting what we are doing. We really appreciate it. And I think there is one thing that you told me, that the only thing we can do to ourselves is to really help ourselves, because nobody is going to help us unless we start helping ourselves. And I think that is the good thing that you said. Now, let me go straight to our topic: how to discover and live your purpose in life. But before I go on, who is Alisa White in your own ways?
So I am a transformational leadership and mindset coach. I'm also an author and speaker, as you all know. And my passion is to help others find and discover their passion by connecting with their true values, core beliefs, living authentically, and leading in their own life. So I believe my purpose is to help people transform their minds, and that in turn help them transform their lives. So I'm passionate about that. And when I talk about purpose, I like to say, what is the one thing you would never get tired of doing, and you do it no matter what? And so sharing, talking, and teaching and training individuals about how they can transform their mindset and their lives to live abundantly, whether it's in finance, relationship, getting another education, changing careers, all of it is encompassing you. And so that is what I'm passionate about.
Wow. So it means that we are in the same, an African man will say we are in the same soup, right? But
yes,
probably you are a fish and I'm a meat in the soup, yeah?
Wow, we are all laborers in it together.
Exactly. Now let me go straight to purpose. Let me go straight to business. What is purpose? When I hear people saying, what is purpose? Everybody should have it. What is purpose?
So I have my own definition. I'll share that in a minute. But here's some result, because a lot of us dangle with the topic, but we talk about it a little bit and we kind of step back because it seems daunting to undertake the task of why am I truly here? You know, USA Today a few years ago did a survey with hundreds of thousands of people, and they asked them if they were able to stand before the all supreme God, the all-knowing being that created the universe, what would be their question? Guess what? They had three answers. One, why do bad things happen? Will I have life after death? will I have life after that came in actually as number 2. Why do bad things happen came in as number 3. But the number 1 question was, what is my purpose here? And so as we ask ourselves that question, what truly is purpose? And here's my simple definition. Purpose is using your strengths to live in keeping with your values and positively impacting the life of others. And so that for me is the most simple definition that I like to use. It is your strengths in keeping with your core values, true beliefs, and then you're positively making an impact in the world. So your passion and the fire that's within you, now you're able to set ablaze the world and wherever you go. And that is exactly why I'm so passionate about helping others discover their purpose.
Wow. Do all of us have a purpose in life?
Yes, we do. The thing about purpose, there's so many myths surrounding purpose. And here's a couple things I want to share with our viewers today. That purpose is what matters most to you and why it matters.
Yes, we do.
We talk about, sometimes making room and investigating it, but it's not as complex as we think it is. And so when I talk and teach and share and train on purpose, it's really to help demystify the concept and get people to just unravel in it. A lot of us in the US, when research was shown that we're existing and we're not thriving. So when you discover your purpose, you claim your power to focus on joy, clarifying your values, clarifying your strengths, where you want to make an impact in the world. You embrace meaning while you're embracing those changes that sometimes seem so difficult. So your purpose is not just a one-time done deal that's more of a stickler thing. It changes over time and it grows and it evolves as life is happening to you. So having a purpose does not mean you're going to be happy and successful all the time, Oscar. There are challenges too, but it does help you answer that big question as to why. And also the other thing about purpose is that sometimes we think, well, I have goals, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be an entrepreneur. While goals are great, if you don't have a why and a purpose behind those goals, a lot of times you end up losing focus. So each of us does have a purpose, but it's something that evolves and grows with you. It's not just that, it's that one thing that answers the big question, why for you and what matters most to you. But what that looks like and how you live that out, that changes over time.
But it's quite interesting. But do you think a lot of people are able to identify this purpose that you are talking about?
I believe it's sometimes very, very obvious, but life as we grow, if we think about a child, Oscar, I've worked with young children most of my life in my educational work. And one thing I love about them, have you ever thought about it? When people ask little children, 3, 4, 5, what do you want to be when you grow up? They just come right out and say it without even thinking twice. And then maybe you'll ask them again tomorrow and it might change to something else. I want to be that man. I want to be, but they're so enthused and sure that they know exactly what they're talking about and that's what they want to do. So when you are able to just answer that big question, like what drives you? What challenge, what sometimes what ticks you off? What makes you upset most? What thing, if you had all the power in the world, you can change? But here's the challenge. As we get older, we tend to make decisions based on what would be most successful for us. What would bring us the most success, the most income for providing for our families, leaving a heritage, or all those things. So we start to make decisions based on that. We choose a college degree. Well, it's profitable to be an attorney. So that is something I can do. I can talk, I can speak well, I can argue well. And now I spend 7 years in college and I pass the boards and I become an attorney. But then you're still within sometimes lacking that fulfillment. Now, I'm not saying that a great attorney cannot live a life of purpose. Now, he can be a great attorney, but your purpose and your why can be embedded inside of that career that you've chosen for yourself. You see, purpose now is that reason why. Again, It's you embracing a sense of, I like to say, it's more than just discovering your purpose and just living your purpose, but embracing a purpose mindset. And I know you're going to like that, Oscar.
Exactly.
Embracing a purpose mindset.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
that changes everything, because now whenever life throws you a curveball, you can look at matters from a different perspective. I wrote a post last night because it's so true for me that in hardships and challenges, it's purpose that pulls me forward and keeps pushing me. Sometimes it pulls and sometimes it has to push. But I wake up with that sense of, this is why I'm here, and I get the opportunity to do it, because you now, as an individual, you have to, once you discover what it is and why you're here, you weave that into the parts of your life. So embracing a purpose mindset, I think, is the greatest gift you can really and truly give yourself. Studies show that purpose lead to a better spiritual life. Purpose, having a purpose mindset help you have better relationships with family members and friends. Studies have even shown that your personal sexual life becomes even better when you're living from a purpose-driven mindset. While purpose is not a magic pill, Oscar, it's a huge step to living a life of abundance. So I'm on that journey for myself. And that is why I am like on this campaign to bring as many people with me in that journey of living a life of purpose. So many people say, how do I figure that out? And why do I even want to discover my purpose? They ask, what is it beneficial to me? Like one of my good friends says to me, you know, this whole purpose thing can really throw a wrench in your world. I said it could, but in the long term, it will benefit you. My friend was saying to me, when I sit and think about my purpose and what I'm doing right now for my job, it makes my head spin, because now I have to find a new career. I have to find, and I'm like, this is the thing why we most find it daunting to live a life of purpose and to live from a purpose-driven mindset, because of the changes that we have to make. I myself was faced with that, Oscar, where I had to make so many changes in my personal relationships, in my career at times, to be able to adjust. I have to work extra hours and longer days and nights to be able to weave my purpose into my life. But I would say that was well worth it. That was well worth it for me, because knowing my why and exactly why I'm here, when I'm not well, when my body seems to be doing its own thing, when life just throws a curveball at me, I'm able to push through. Sometimes people tend to want to get into their purpose because they might be facing challenges, which is that push, and they need something new. And some people are just filled with the thought of, what if I could live better, do better? So whatever it is that you're feeling, even as you listen to us have this conversation and you take this journey with us today, whether it's the push of pain or the pull of possibility that's leading you to want to unlock and live from a purpose-filled mindset, I will guarantee you it's worth it.
But why do you think a lot of people find it so difficult to implement their purpose, not to talk about really pursuing it?
Like I was saying before, a lot of times it's a daunting process, because it seems like something that's outside of us. A lot of us think our purpose is something that's outside of us, and it's so big, and it has to be something that's in light, or it's something that people find older in life. Once they've retired, they start to find purpose. It's the myth that once I choose this one way to do, to this one career or this one set of things that I would do, I would get stuck in this little box of, well, this is my purpose, so this is all I can do. I feel like that's what is most daunting to people, but I'm here to bust that myth and say no. Like I said earlier, purpose, it evolves with you, and how you choose to manifest and live that is what, it's still all in your control. It's not outside of you. You don't have to go on a mountaintop and pray for 40 days and 40 nights to discover your purpose. While that would help, but a lot of times it's so simple. What is it that you're truly good at that sets your soul on fire? What do people come to you to ask you? What problems do they ask you to help to find solutions to? And so I feel that's why people don't want to dabble in living from a purpose driven mindset, because it seems like we've been painted a picture that it's an overwhelming process and an overwhelming thing that locks you in a box, and most people want their freedom. But I found that all the freedom, and then life just really unfolds one onion layer at a time, as I said, yes, this is my purpose. Here's what I'm going to do. And I'm able to live that in so many different ways, but still the same focus, the same big why that pulls you.
When is the best time, do you think, a person should discover their purpose? Is it when they are young? Is it when they are middle age, adult? What is the best time?
I would say the best time is always now. And I know that doesn't give you an age range, but the best time is always now. And some people manage to discover exactly and know why they're here at 3 and 4, and some people in their 40s, and some people in their 50s. However, I say the best time is the present. There's no better time than the present.
Wow. Because it looks like when you discover it late, transition can be very difficult, isn't it?
Actually, it could be, because you're going to have to make changes and adapt things that you might have done and ways of being. But most people, like I talk about the push of pain or the pull of possibility, when you've come to that space where you're like, you know what, I am tired of the same old. I am tired of the mundane. You become so desperate that you're willing to do whatever it takes, whatever changes are needed to be made to get to that side of fulfillment. Because who doesn't want to be fulfilled? You've never seen anyone laying on a hospital bed saying, I wish I would have gone to Hollywood and become a movie star. You don't really hear people talk about that. They usually say, they might be thinking, I wish I would have spent more time doing, and that right there is attached to what their purpose is. I wish I would have spent more time helping people. I wish I would have spent more time visiting shelters. And so those are the things I like to tell people that I work with and in my presentations to think of yourself as if you're sitting at the end of your life and you're sitting in a room with your family and you have this big projector screen on and you're getting ready to play a movie of your life. What do you want that movie to look like? You see, purpose is the theatrical makeup of the movie of your life. That's the lace and the thread between it, all that you do. It's like when I looked at my life, I've done so many different things. I've worked in different fields. I've worked with government nonprofits as a career coach. I've worked as an education director. I've worked as an entrepreneur and having my own business is an educational based business. All these things, but at the core of what I was doing was building communities by impacting children and families. And so it was like, I was already living my purpose before I determined that I need to tap in and live a life of purpose. And I didn't think so. But now I had the decisions to make on how in this phase of my life, I want to live out my purpose. And so right now, at the core of what I'm doing is speaking, teaching, training, and a recent creating content and writing books that would help people really and truly transform their mindset. Because I want to see our people and our community stronger. I want to see women taking their position and being able to impact. So that is my purpose. But I was doing it all along, just in different ways. So a lot of times it's a shift, but it's not as huge and painful as we would like to think it is. It takes a little bit of work to uncover it, but it's right within you. And all you have to do is tap into it. And I've got a few questions, even if you go on my website as well. I've spent so much time and continue to research this subject matter so I can help people, because I don't think it's that difficult to live your purpose at all, Oscar. I just don't.
Wow. Now you talked about purpose mindset, and I would like you to really elaborate on that, because what is the mindset that somebody should have before they start the journey of living a purpose-driven mindset?
So the first thing you want to understand, again, like I said, is who are you? Who are you truly? Not what someone told you are, not your accolades and your degrees and, you know, all the wonderful things. Like, for example, like you and I, we have a list that goes before us when people introduce us. We're global award winners. We're, you know, best-selling authors, all these wonderful things that we get to wear for the work that we've done and the things we've done, which is great. But at the core of who we are not just those things. Those are byproducts of who we are. So I always say to my clients and participants is, who are you at the core? Meaning, what do you truly value that is truly your value? I know that's a mouthful. It's not something that you inherited from your community or your church, but what do you truly believe about this? What's most important to you about that? And once you're able to tap into those, now you have a sense of awareness, a self-awareness that puts you on a track already with the purpose mindset. Because once you have that, now you can say, this is who I am, and here is why and how I want to show up in the world. Wow. So that is the peak, I believe, of starting on your journey to creating a purpose mindset.
So can my career or my business be my purpose in life?
It can. I believe that the best way to do is have your purpose aligned with your career and your business, just like mine. And I'm pretty sure yours, Oscar. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, there are parts of it you would choose. Like, for example, I'm a speaker, coach, and all this wonderful stuff. And sometimes the tasks and activities that takes on with the Business of Fulfillment Empowerment Network is overwhelming and sometimes have nothing to do with my purpose. But those are tasks that I must complete and do in order to sit here on this platform with you, with folks like you, to share the message. It means I have to sit and write and create and study and research and really connect with what I'm researching and what it means for me and what I feel convinced that this is what I should share with people. But those are the hard parts. But yes, it can and it should align, because that's where the most fulfillment will come. You will wake up with a sense of like, with a reason when your purpose is a part of your career and your business and what you do every day. As a matter of fact, there's no better way to live your purpose. But it doesn't always start that way, Oscar. Sometimes we have to start off living out our purpose in a volunteer position, in doing philanthropy work, maybe going to the library and reading books to children because you're passionate about literacy and seeing that's what your purpose is to help people become educated in general. Let's just use that as a global sort of purpose that someone could have. How and what that looks like, you might have the full goals that are purpose pulled to have a business that is a nonprofit organization where you get young people who are living in underprivileged communities or even around the world, where you teach a phonics or a reading class weekly or every day after class, you're teaching that. And that's something that you envision, but you right now, you are working at Burger King on 55th and 90th. And you're the manager there and you're not doing anything in literacy. So now that you know this is what you're most passionate about, and in this chapter of your life, you want to demonstrate it some way, you might go to a library and read to children and talk to them about the importance of an education and teaching children how to read maybe on a volunteer basis. So you see, it might not be in the center of what you do daily, but you can start anyway. That's why I say there's no better time than the present.
Wow. Because you made mention of volunteering, right? And we are living in a world that there is so much pressure. Bills to pay. There is a lot that needs to be done. And now you are really advising volunteering as a path to really enter into your purpose. Now, this is where somebody will say, look, I don't have the time. I've got a full-time job. I've got family. These are just normal excuses. What are you going to tell those people?
So here's what I say. You have to make a decision how your life will play out. Because if you want to live a life of purpose, you've got to start small. And I didn't just end up on Oscar Bingpong's show here on a Saturday afternoon because, well, I'm the greatest and I just arrive here. I've been speaking to people every chance I get my entire life. I have gone, I remember as a child, I was 14 and I worked in the Sunday school department with my church. And I was in those poverty-stricken neighborhoods where people were living in just a few sticks and a tarp pulling over. That was their home, and they had a little fireside. But I thought nothing of it to volunteer my time to go into those communities with the leadership team and talk to young children and tell them that they too can be academically successful if they just go to school every day. And we went out and solved the problem. We got clothing and food, and we brought it to that community. I was a part of that at 14. So I was speaking and encouraging and motivating people way before I was allowed on platforms like yours, Oscar. And it was all for free. As a matter of fact, I heard a lot of my close friends and relatives in the last year say, how much more are you going to do for free? But that's the fascinating thing about purpose. It pulls you in a direction, and with such, and all this time I have a full-time job that I love, and I do get to live my purpose there too. I am blessed that way. So my bills are paid. So I am able, you're talking about you don't have time for volunteering? There's a team of us that are working in Ghana called the DDLF Leadership Forum, and I'm so very proud of David Douglas and what I say in the initial stages of this platform, built it with his time and his money. And this is an NGO, but he poured his very life into that. And so when I came on board, and there's now a global amount of us, Oscar, you're part of that team. We've all spoken on the platform. What we're doing right now, in a week, we're going to launch a program for young entrepreneurs. We are not charging them a penny. I am putting so much of my time, resources, money, and training behind this program. It's about $1,500 per each participant. But I'll tell you what, I am so excited and on fire that it will have to be dead to separate me from that program. And I am not being paid money to do this, but purpose brings so much fulfillment that even when I get up now and I go to the job that I do get paid for, I am on fire. I am igniting passion in the people I supervise and the people I work alongside with and every person I get to meet, because my volunteerism, my philanthropic work, it is fulfilling to me because it is the core of why I was placed on this earth. So if you're not giving yourself the opportunity to volunteer in the littlest way, you're missing out on the best parts of life. Find the things that you are passionate about. Even if you don't have time to sit here and do a training or a workshop with me or read my books that I'm talking about purpose, I can leave you with this today. If there's one thing, one problem you want to fix, and there's one thing that you're curious that you always wanted to do, you found a way to volunteer, see how that opens you up to exactly why you're on this earth. I can guarantee it. Try it. Try as many different volunteer things as you can. Find the one that's for you. Will find your purpose right there.
I think you are just exhibiting your purpose because it's just driving through your energy, and I could see that. Yes, but I think there is one problem that a lot of people have, and that is money at the forefront of everything. And I think that is why a lot of people are struggling in life. I can tell you countless speaking engagements that I've done for free. To be honest, the speaking engagements I've done for free is more than the one I've earned money from. And and sometimes you think like, so these people, how did they see the things that you are doing? If it wasn't COVID, sometimes you would drive miles to go and speak, and when they finish, they will say, "God bless you." But but God bless you does not put fuel in the car, isn't it?
Exactly.
But it's got its own way of blessing, and I think that is what people should understand. That there are so many ways of giving, and when you talk about giving, some people think that giving is just money. No, giving can be so many ways. Giving can be mentoring. Giving can be supporting the needy. There are so many ways of giving. Giving can be just giving direction to somebody. And these are some of the things that I think is preventing people from really identifying and living their purpose. Now, let me ask this. Do you think our educational system has really directed a lot of people on a path where they are not able to identify their purpose in life?
Oscar, I'll tell you what. I believe it's the way the education system of the world is set up now is to over glorify certain careers and certain fields where people feel like they must and have to jump into it, even if it has nothing to do with what they really want to do. Like, if you're going to make this money and you're going to do this, you want to get this degree. I remember like an MBA, and please, no one shoot me down. I promise I'm going to clarify what I'm saying because I strongly believe in getting an education. But the earlier you know exactly why on earth you're here, then you align that degree program or training program with your purpose. And I'll tell you, most of the world's population cannot access an education right now. I remember just a few weeks ago, Dr. Rajendra, I don't know if you saw that one, he talked about burning your degrees. It's a controversial headline, but he broke down how so many people will get their degree and then they can't even find a job, number one. And number two, there's so much dissatisfaction because they're landed in a field. Like, how, I mean, doctors don't really do it. The medical doctors, I haven't really met a medical doctor that has, that is regretting getting his PhD and studying medicine. Because there's so much that goes into becoming a medical doctor that you won't waste your time doing that. But it's easy to jump into college and do a 4-year degree in business administration, and you could not care anything about business. You just have that paper. Now, that's, if you've already done that, I'm here to tell you when it comes to purpose, that's okay. I will tell you that you will find use for that degree in whatever it is that you're going to do in purpose. But it doesn't identify you, and it doesn't mean that you're clear. And we are totally taken off track with getting a degree because in the colleges, on the campuses, no one is sitting there and teaching as much about, well, you want to sign up for college. Why on earth do you think you were created? Why do you think you're here? What impact do you want to make on the world? They're not asking you that. They say, I'm telling you because I worked in the field. So I'm telling you what happens. You go into the registrar and you said, I want to go back to school. They say, what do you want to do? And you say, well, I was thinking I could either be a surgical technician, or I was thinking about doing air conditioning, Or, I was thinking to do something in administration. I've heard those stories. And I remember as a career counselor, I could not, that's where I got so glued to purpose and passionate about helping people. Because I could not sit there and just say, well, which one do you really want? And then pick one and get them on their way. I wanted to know who they are and why they thought they were here. I was like, what did you always want to be when you grow up? What did your family members tell you were good at when you were a child? What are people telling you you're good at now? And I remember asking those questions and not even understand the psychological impact of how that is connected to discovering purpose. But it helped my clients that I worked with choose something that they're so happy about and they're fulfilled with. Like the ones who came in and knew that they wanted to work in healthcare. And I was like, so what in healthcare did you like? What did you see yourself doing? If you close your eyes and you weren't paid for it, what would you do? Well, I would like to really help children in the pediatric unit with cancer. They got more specific now. And so now we can charter what program they can choose as they go over to the college. So I was counseling them before they went to the college, because at the college campus, they're not trained to do that. They're just trained to sign up, go to the bursar's office and take your student loan and pay for that, and they don't care. And now one thing I like that's happened in the US over the past few years is that colleges are now tasked with proving their success rate by showing how many of their graduates get employment. And so those rates are not so good, Oscar. You know why? Because by the time those people are done going through the grueling process of getting a degree that doesn't identify with their why and what they're truly passionate about, it's hard for them to convince someone to hire them. See, when you know your purpose, even if you don't have a degree, you will not let an employer tell you no. And even if they did, you would have put your best on that interview. And you will get up again tomorrow and you'll go again and interview, and you wouldn't stop knocking on doors because purpose is pulling you. And even if you need and want a degree, you will find a gainful employment that is aligned with that passion for you to have that fulfillment and give benefit to the world, with your why. So college sometimes is the most contradicting and most, I put a wrench in people living a life of purpose, Oscar. I surely agree with you. I surely agree with you.
Yeah, but it's true. It's true. You know, I think education has put a lot of people on the wrong path. You know, I've got a very good friend. We grew up together, and when we were very young, if this guy does not come to church doesn't sound like church anymore, because he was an organist and he was a very young guy, a child, right? But he was talented. He was gifted as an organist. Now, this guy went to college. He went to university doing music. He did a master's and he did music therapy. Now, this is a person gifted as an organist, and this is a person that has had an education in music. Now, this is how I call it. The best form of education is an education that is aligned to your talent.
Yes. Yes.
And a lot of people have education that is not aligned to their talent, and that is why they struggle.
Yes.
That is why they come out. Look, with where I am, my position that I find myself in, I'm very comfortable in life, whether I have money or I don't have money, because I'm living a purposeful life.
Yes.
And I think that is why a lot of people are struggling in this life to really identify. Because you see, when you have your purpose, there is nothing like failure. There is nothing like challenges. Alisa, have you seen somebody going to play football today? They get scored and they say tomorrow they are not playing football again?
Never. I mean, the athlete never stops. I mean, there's a time when these guys have to retire, right, Oscar? But guess what? An injury doesn't stop them. They'll go in a hospital, go to rehab, get up every day and train themselves. And I like to use that as one of my talking points. Is about the dedication of the athlete to what he or she thinks his or her purpose is is to play this game and entertain people with the craft and the skill of playing that sport. And so if we put that sort of thing in our life, we never quit. How many, I like to use the option too. If you think about musicians, many of us have seen movies where rappers and stuff, they would sit in their basement, you know, for years recording tracks. Let us, you know, I love the movies when they had the cassettes. That kind of gives my age away, but I'm fine. And then they will record that and they will go from studio to producer and they'll show up at different events just begging people to take that cassette because they knew that they were supposed to be a musician. They're supposed to be a musician. Now, whether or not that's their purpose, here's the thing about that though. Have you seen how movie stars, actresses, singers, and all these wonderful people, how once they have achieved that level of success in that talent, they now have organizations and companies that they put millions into every year to make a difference in the world. Now, you ask yourself, so what really is their purpose? Like Taraji P. Henson, one of my favorite actresses, who I believe has a story. She started out her career as an actress later in life as a single mother, right? She found purpose. Now she is an actress, but now she has started an organization for the mental health of African Americans and Africans all over the world. Now, I believe if I sat, like to pretend I'm having a conversation with her, she would tell you that all along she's been passionate about the mental health of her people. However, she needed to fund it, right? So one of the things that she's good at, which is acting, she pursued it. You see, there's talents, gifts, and purpose. Remember, as I said earlier, purpose is the why I'm here and how it's going to play out. So it doesn't always look as straightforward, like, okay, so my purpose is to be a teacher. So I'm just going to get up today and go teach people. Now, you're going to have to go to college and get certified and all that wonderful stuff. But like I said, that becoming a teacher could be even global. I feel like me sitting here at the core of my purpose is I am a teacher. So everywhere I go, guess what I do? I teach. You put me under a rock, I'll teach. You put me with birds, I'll teach. So that's the thing about purpose. It sometimes doesn't start off right away where you want to be. But watch for it, because every opportunity you get, once you start living a purpose-driven life from a purpose mindset, man, you're on fire. And I like what you said, Oscar. Even whether I'm making a lot of money or not, I'm still happy and fulfilled. And that's why I ask people to live it.
Exactly. You see, that the best peace of mind you can ever have is to identify your purpose. Yes. You see, some people start one vision today and they give up tomorrow. And they start another one thinking that other one is going to be easier. Those people don't have a purpose. They haven't identified their purpose yet. So if you identify your purpose, now, Alisa, trust me, people come to me, Oscar, oh, there is this opportunity, there is this business, there is this. Can you get yourself involved? No, I can't. Because it's not aligned.
Yes.
Until it is aligned, you cannot get me. But before, I was jumping from one thing to another, thinking that one of them will bring a breakthrough. No. It's about living that purposeful life. You see, let me give you a typical example of the football that I was talking about. Why is it that if somebody does not make it to the first level and is always placed at the bench, and that person is being paid millions of dollars or pounds, but they are still not satisfied. They are still fighting to get on the pitch. Of course, I've been paid while still staying on the bench. Why should I worry? That is the life of purpose. A life of purpose always want to be in action. They always want to be on the road. They always want to be. They don't want to sit on the fence cheering people once they can be on the field. And that is what purpose does. Purpose, look, I wish everybody identifies their purpose. Because look, I'm not going to stop writing books till I die.
Come on now. Neither am I. One of the best.
You see when I sit down and I'm writing and I'm in a good mood, yeah, and I start now, I can just open my eyes and it's like 8 a.m. in the morning. I've written like 8 hours. And I don't even feel tired. I don't see what is happening around me. I'm just enjoying what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I just pray everybody identify their purpose, because it's something on a different level. The peace of mind that comes with it is an amazing. But let me go straight to this. I told you that when there is a very good conversation, time flies. Can you imagine we just got 8 minutes to the top of the hour? Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
But briefly, how does one nurture their talent for them to really be on top of their game?
So I like what you said, because purpose is that, like I said, it keeps you focused. I love what you said about people asking you to do so many different things. And I remember when I first started in the limelight here, where people are seeing me more, I get called and invited to so many things. But purpose has me say no, or purpose has me say not yet. So when sometimes your talents are so many, some of us, for example, I have friends, people asking me, what is happening with your singing? I'm like, I sing every day. You don't want to live with me, I'm annoying. And if you work with me, I might be singing the end of your sentences to cheer you up if you're down. So, but being a singer was not my purpose. It's a talent. Also, I remember I got a gold medal for shot put. It's a one-off when I was in high school. Was I supposed to be an Olympian then because I got a gold medal? No, it was not my purpose. So when you have all these talents, you have to look at the ones, and now you can use them, but you have to look at the ones that align with your purpose and focus on that. See, once you know your why, you're not going to jump. First of all, it guides you so well, Oscar. When you come to dating, you can meet a man or a woman and say, you know what, great guy, but he's not the one for me. Because guess what? The path and direction he's going in his life does not align with my purpose. So we will clash. Even if we get along very well and we're great friends, it's not going to go very far, because, gosh, Alisa's going to be in Ghana, the UK, and anything when Corona's not there. And maybe this guy doesn't want to do all that with me. So here's your guide again. Purpose in your work. When you do a job application, when you know that you're a teacher at heart, you're not going to take a job that just allows you to sit behind a computer desk and do programming all day. Even though you enjoy programming, you're not going to be satisfied in that spot sitting behind a desk, because you're a teacher. You got to talk to people. So now here's my deal. You get a job that allows you to be a programmer that teaches. You see how that works? So now that talent that you have and your purpose has now weaved together so skillfully. Like, for example, being a speaker really helps me, because I like to study, research, and bring new knowledge and insightful enlightenment to people. As a teacher, I get to bring that all together in that one little thing called speaker. And so that's what I advise people, to take your purpose. And I know, like you said, Oscar, we're totally out of time here. But I have a course coming up in a couple weeks that you can walk through the journey of discovering your purpose. Because one of the things as a coach, I realized that not everybody can afford to sit on a one-on-one with me. But I want to make it affordable for everybody across the globe to get the benefit of discovering and living their purpose. So I decided I'm going to create courses as well. I'm going to write mini books and mini reports on what I've learned and what I've discovered, to be able to help you help yourself. Because like you said first, Oscar, we got to help ourselves. And then you will get the destiny builders to come and help you build. Just keep carrying your cross.
Wow. It's been wonderful having you, and I've enjoyed every bit of this discussion.
I have too. And I'm just going to call you next month to have another call. We won't be on TV, but we're going to do this together. Mindset. Purpose-driven mindset.
Mindset is everything. And if you are watching us, the book is live on Amazon. Mindset Revolution: Re-engineering your mind from prison to purpose in a week.
Oscar's got it here too. So
yes, and my son, who's 14 years today, we were going to town, and he said, "Daddy, I'm now on page 120 in 1 week." And I'm like, "That's so quick." He said, "Yeah, because if you are reading it and you cannot put it down, it's like you want to go to the next page and the next page." And that is what it's about. Get your copy. Everything starts from your mindset. Yes. You are where you are in life just because of the mindset that you carry. And until that mindset changes, nothing will change on the outside. Nope. You are already successful or failed here until you take a step. So work on your mind before you work on your vision. Working on your mind is the powerful foundation you can build for yourself. Yes. And trust me, you will love this book. This book, I don't know how I wrote it because I don't even understand how. If I'm reading back, I'm like, how did I write this?
That's the thing about being an author and a creator. You just, it comes from some place that is besides your conscious mind a lot of times. And I think it's one of the greatest gifts to be given the opportunity to write and give what God has really put inside of you to the world. And I'm enjoying that as well.
Wow. I've got some comments here. Let me read some few comments and we will take this to a close. I've got Ashlom the Zionist saying, knowing God personally can also help you identify your purpose. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. My purpose started when I gave my life to God and transformed to shine for his glory. That is very powerful. I always say there are 3 people that can help you to identify your purpose. One is God, because the watch I'm wearing, somebody manufactured it. And if I want the manual of that watch, I need to go to the manufacturers.
That's right.
Who holds the manual of Oscar Bingpong? That is God. So when you go to him and you ask, why did you create me? He will direct you on a particular path.
Sure.
And the second is yourself. And I think you made mention of it. There is something you love to do. There's something you are passionate about. There is something that even if you are not paid, you still want to really go for it. And that you yourself can help to really identify your purpose, and the people that surrounds you are the 10 ones. So these are the 3 people. Then I've got Norma. Ellis has got so many comments here. Let me read some. He says, we can see you both living your purpose as we can feel your energy of living your purpose in the enthusiasm. And she also says, when you can live your gift and talents, you never get tired of doing it. Day in, day out, breathing that purpose. I think she's absolutely, you don't get tired.
No, you don't even get sick.
Yeah, sometimes when people say, oh, I dread Mondays, I don't like Mondays, I don't care because I love what I do.
It's the days go by too quickly. There's not enough time. And I shared with you earlier, Oscar, I spent most of the week in the hospital, and you guys will read and hear more about that. But I get to see, I mean, my family and some of my friends were like, do you understand you're in the hospital? Like, the purpose was so firing with me that I couldn't even avoid putting in a little bit of something. And so that's what purpose does. It heals you by the divine grace of God. Of course, he is my healer, and I had a great team of medical professionals, but my recovery is quicker because of purpose. I was like, I woke up and I was like, I don't have to cancel the show. I feel great. And I do. And like she said, I'm getting more energy just sitting there with you. That is a lifestyle of a purpose-driven mindset. So don't miss the opportunity. Get Oscar's book. Join me on my platform at alisawhite.com and tap into living a life of purpose. We can help you start now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Start today. Living your purpose. It's not outside of you. It's not a long stretch. It is right there. It's firing. It's that thing you go, I wish I could. I wish I really would. That thing you keep saying that when I get to this, I'll do that. Do it now, because that is where your purpose is hiding. You're hiding it from yourself. So let's do it. Let's do it.
I think people are missing the plot. But look, people should take it serious and try and identify their purpose. And as she said, you can speak to her, you can speak to me. We can really help you to identify that purpose and live that purpose-driven life. I'm so happy with my life because the best thing that can happen to anybody in life is to do what you love doing. Yes. That one, it turns from being a job to a hobby. Because nobody has failed in their hobby before. I haven't seen one that is my hobby and they say I've stopped it because I failed. No, nobody has done it before unless you prove me otherwise. So that is why it's important that you need. I've done so many businesses. So many businesses. Yes, trust me, some of them are still existing, but people are running it for me. Why? Because it doesn't give that fulfillment. The only fulfillment is money. But money is just a slight percentage of fulfillment. It is not in totality. That's why some people have got so much money, but they are not happy. Because what they are doing does not bring that fulfillment.
Yes.
So I think it's something that we really need to really consider. It's a topic that really needs a high consideration. Yes. Because it's the foundation of your destiny.
Yes.
Foundation of who you become.
Exactly.
It's the foundation of your legacy.
Yes.
How do you want to be remembered?
Exactly. How do we be remembered? And that's why I'm on a quest, Oscar, to have purpose taught in elementary, high school, and on all college campuses. I have a secret mission that will go global eventually. Because I believe the earlier we get in touch, I feel we should be teaching it in churches. Rick Warren wrote The Purpose-Driven Life, and it was a bestseller, international bestseller. But I still don't think we've grasped a hold of it. In churches, we need to give it to our people, a purpose mindset. So we've got a lot of work to do. And for all the people who are already on this path, like Oscar and I, of teaching it and bringing it to the forefront of our minds so we can do the work that's required. Join our platforms and tap in with us and take the opportunity to help others discover their purpose. Wherever you are in the world, I'm encouraging you to do that today.
Wow. Alisa, too many comments here. I think you need to find time and come and read them later. I think let me read one here. Rifat Yakubi says, Alisa White, the firebrand to empowerment and purposeful fulfillment. Then I've got Frank Okante saying, your purpose is indeed not outside of you, but within. Thanks, boss lady. And I've got Daniel Tosu says, the best time is the present. That is now. Exactly. And I've got Stuart here. He says success starts with mindset, and he also says, "You go, girl."
Those are my thoughts right there.
Yes. The normal Ellie says, "Powerful. If you know your purpose, you don't drink from every opportunity.
I love that.
Unless it is aligned to yours." Look, too many comments here.
Yes.
I think we'll close. But what is your last word to anyone that is watching us?
My last words to you is remember, you are the writer. I mean, God is the author and finisher of everything in my life. And if that's the story for you, but you are a co-creator and a producer and a director with him. And so you, at this point of your life, you can rewrite your story by tapping into your purpose and starting to live it now. So I encourage you, Oscar and I wanted to give you more, but there's only so much you can do in an hour. Please go to my website. I have a mailing, I have a series right now, email series that is totally free, that would also point you in the direction of purpose. Subscribe. And so when I have that course come out in a few weeks, you will be one of the first people to hear about it. And there's an ebook that's coming with that course on how to discover your purpose. So join us and let's live a life of fulfillment. And it is designed Like one of our viewers said, Jeremiah 29:11, that is my guiding. For I know the plans that I have for you. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you, but to do good. And so I want to ask you to live a life on purpose, with a purpose-driven mindset. And let's do this together. People are waiting to hear you and see you in your purpose so they can discover and live theirs.
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you very much. It's been wonderful having you. And trust me, I enjoyed every bit of this discussion. I've gone over my time because if the conversation is good, why not? We can go over the time. And if you are watching us, I want to encourage you to share this for somebody to have an opportunity to watch this interview. Share it. We like sharing the comedy. We like sharing the entertainment. We like sharing politics. Yeah. Let's share things that can change. Somebody might listen to this interview and their whole life can change. And that is what you can do to really help us grow this platform. Mm-hmm. I always say this, that a lot of we Black people are waiting for bigger platforms like the CNNs to come for us. This can be the CNN of our own. Mm-hmm. But it's only if we all invest the little that we have. And what is the little that you have? That is to like this page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is Ti2 TV UK. Send it to somebody's inbox for them to like the page. Tell them that this is the platform they have to be. We are here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 8 p.m. GMT +1 or 7 p.m. GMT. Just support a good thing. Let us go together as a unit. Yes. We are all so good helping foreigners rather than our own. This mindset needs to change. We need to invest in our own. Yes. There is a person that bought my book, and he called me, and he said, when he called me, he said, "Send me your account details, and I want to sow into this book." He said, I've read half of the book, and I think this book is enough to be on an international standard on any platform, and because of I'm going to pay more than what I bought the book for.
Absolutely.
And this person has blessed me beyond measure. This is what we are talking about. We investing in our own.
Yes.
Yours might not be money, but yours might be to always share this platform. Yours might be to always be here to help us grow this platform.
Yes.
And I think we are not asking too much because we are doing it for others to grow. Yes. Why can't we really do it for our own to grow?
Exactly.
Now, Alisa is on this platform. This also gives me opportunity to be on their platform. That is how we grow together. We don't see ourselves as enemies and competitors, but we see ourselves as a springboard for us to always thrive.
Yes. Yes.
And that is the mindset we need to have. That is why it is important for you to have this book.
Yes.
Trust me, you need to even let your children read this book. This book is written in simple, plain English.
Plain English, yes.
Child to understand. And we are not here talking about theories. The things that we have written is related to your life, so that when you are reading it, you have a sense of belonging to what you are reading. And this is how your life can be transformed. Yes. I was telling somebody that this book is cheaper than pizza.
It is.
It's cheaper than the bucket of KFC. We need to invest in our minds.
Yeah.
And if we don't do that, we will not grow the way we want to grow. I always say that Black Lives Matter and all this rhetoric that we are saying can only be possible if it is backed with economic empowerment.
Come on.
And economic empowerment starts from we changing our mindset. Everything in life starts from changing your mindset.
Absolutely.
You can look for all the resources on the outside, but if you don't really work on the resources on the inside, the resources on the outside
it would last. It wouldn't suffice. It would not go the distance. No. Absolutely. No. Absolutely. Start from the mind.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So Alisa, thank you very much for your time, and we really appreciate all your time tonight.
Thank you so much. And like Oscar says, go ahead and subscribe, share this. Go to my website at alisawhite.com, subscribe, go to my platform, like my page. If you're not a Facebook friend, I can't add any more people, but I do have a page. It's under Alisa White. Go ahead and like my page and stay tuned. And again, work on your mindset. Get the tools, put in the work, and then pay it forward. Simple acts, like Oscar said, pay it forward.
Yes,
all right, I'll see you guys. And again, thank
you. And for all those that spend their precious time with us this Saturday, God richly bless you. On Tuesday, I have got a young man. This is a young man. The body looks young, but the brain looks too mature. On Tuesday, this young man is coming to talk about the power of the subconscious. And this young man has written a book. And that book, after reading the book, I was like, wow, I wish at your age, I have identified my purpose. By now, probably I'll be a millionaire. And he's a powerful young man that you need to listen to. Don't miss it on Tuesday, 7 p.m. GMT. It's going to be an amazing discussion, the power of the subconscious. And I'm having a conference with this young man, and that is on the 8th, 9th, and 10th of May. It's going to be a powerful discussion. We're going to talk about the conference on Tuesday, so don't miss it. Join us, and you'll be blessed. Thank you very much, Alisa, and thanks to everybody. And don't forget, go and get a copy. See you guys, and God richly bless everyone.
Blessings, everyone. Have a good night. Thank you, Oscar. That was great.